was the worst bride probably ever because I know my flowers and I was really picky about them. Hi, I'm Chitra from Fleur, and today I'm going to be teaching you everything there is to know about flowers. Today the flowers that I have picked are some carnations. We also have some roses. These are the Japanese oriental mums, so they are really big and sprayed out. These are the spray mums, and they're obviously a lot smaller than the Japanese oriental mums. This is something that we've picked up from the market, but this can be easily picked up from if you have a garden at home, any planters. So something like the carnations, if you take care of them, they'll last you 7+ days. Something like roses, most probably will last us maybe 3 to 4 days, especially if you're living in a humid climate. The chrysanthemums or the carnations will last you a really long time. If I fill up my water till here, I'm going to make sure everything below, all of the leaves are gone because they will decompose in the water and it'll shorten the lifespan of your arrangement. With roses, you'll have a lot of petals that are slightly green around the edges, and this is called a petal guard, and this actually stops the rose from blooming. So that's really important that if you want the rose to eventually bloom throughout the week, that we do take them off. We cut them at a 45-degree angle and make it really sharp here so it can soak up as much of the water as possible. Before I put in anything into the vase, I'm gonna just make a grid using sticky tape. This is a step that you can avoid. However, I'm just doing it so it's a little bit easier for me to kind of balance the flowers inside the vase so they don't move around as much. The longest lasting flowers that are available really easily in our local markets would be lilies on carnations and even some chrysanthemums. And then also making sure you replace the water daily. Something that you can do to make sure that the water stays fresher for longer is just adding a little bit of bleach. If you don't have bleach, something else that you could put in is aspirin. The first thing when we're arranging flowers, the easiest thing to start with is your foliage. This creates a really nice nest for all of the flowers to kind of sit together. So I finished filling out the foliage in the vase. I've completely gone with the shape and how the leaves themselves are falling. The easiest kind of flowers to work with when I'm making like maybe a bridal bouquet are roses, carnations, peonies, things that have a really good solid stem. The biggest thing for us is when you're coming up with the requirement of your flowers, everybody wants the most luxurious, the biggest blooms, the imported ones straight from Europe, straight from France. But then when we ask them their budget, it's 1K or it's 500 rupees, it's something minuscule, and that makes it really hard for us to kind of give you what you want. One of the most common questions that I get asked is, why don't these roses smell? And the main reason is these roses are meant and grown for bouquets. The roses that do smell, they will go directly to perfumeries to be extracted for oils and essence. I have used a few different techniques that you might want to use for your own vase arrangement. The first is grouping, so I've grouped similar types of flowers together. The biggest piece of advice I would like to pass on is use seasonal flowers, go with local flowers, especially for events where you're going to have a huge volume of flowers. I would use things like marigolds or roses or carnations because they're easily found in India and they're really good value for money. I was the worst bride probably ever because I know my flowers and I was really picky about them, so don't work with a bride who's also a florist.